Hello, how are you? This is Heena from Team TES, and I welcome you in my session of question answer discussion for the examination of NET, SET, and GATE. The book we have begun is What, When, Why, How. This is a book of MCQs, which consists of answers along with explanations behind each answer. So let's begin today's session. I hope you are enjoying all the sessions that I am doing every day these days. And if you are, kindly comment in the section below. Yes? So let's move on to question number 1. This is from post-colonial literature. The Famished Road is a Booker Prize winning novel by the Nigerian novelist. Your options are A. Ben Okori, B. Chinua Achebe, C. Gabriel Okara, or D. Christopher Okigbo. The Famished Road, Booker Prize winning novel. It is by option A, Ben Okri. Now you must know this. It is a trilogy of books by Ben. The first one is The Famished Road, 1991. And the other two books of the trilogy are Songs of Enchantment of 1993 and Infinite Riches by 1998. Now I must tell you a little bit about The Famished Road. It is about a spirit child, a boy whose name is Azaro. Now you will ask, spirit child kya hote hain? Well, according to African culture, their religious sentiments in the olden days, there were spirit children who were born in this world. Basically, those children who keep on getting born, dying, reborn, dying. It is a cycle they follow. These children are in touch with spirits, which means in real life they can see spirits, talk to them, and they are considered evil. They cause great torment to their parents. Now, the Famished Road is about one such spirit child, Azaro. And spirit child, he was, there was one instance in this story, I must tell you. He was dying. He was actually almost dead, ready to be buried. But then the spirit world king commands his return to our world, the human world. Okay. So he returns, coughing in his coffin, and people take him out from his coffin. That is how he is reborn. Now, this spirit, this boy Azaro, actually does not want to return to the spirit world. His spirit siblings call for him, come back, come back. But he does not want to go. Why? Because he loves his parents, especially the face of his mother. Now, this novel comes under the category of magic realism. What is magic realism? Any work which makes magic look real, a matter of fact, Azaro talking to spirits, seeing spirits every day. That is magic realism, right? So he is the protagonist as well as the narrator of this novel. Now, an important character in The Famished Road is Madame Koto, who is a bar owner. So in case if the question comes, I thought I'd tell you. Done? Okay. And Azaro, like the spirit child in Africa, they are called Abiku. So he's an Abiku or a spirit child. Got it? Good enough. Nice little information. Okay, can we move on to question number 2? Yes, we can. Well, this question comes from postmodernism. Margaret Atwood's Alias Grace, The Blind Assassin, and Surfacing are examples for the postmodern genre termed by Linda Hutcheon as, your options are A. Magic realism, B. Metafiction, C. Historiographic metafiction, or D. Geographiction. These three works of Margaret Atwood, they have been termed by Linda Hutcheon as what? The answer is option C, historiographic metafiction. Well, let me tell you, this term historiographic metafiction was actually coined by Linda in her book, A Poetics of Postmodernism, 1988. A little bit about Linda Hutcheon. Well, she is a Canadian literary theorist and a critic and a pioneer of Canadian studies. Okay. She has used this term for those novels which are intensely self-reflexive, but paradoxically, they claim to historical events. If this is a confusing definition for you, can I make it easy? Well, I should make it easy for you. Let's break this historiographic metafiction. It's actually a combination of metafiction and historic fiction. तो पहले हम बात करते हैं metafiction की. What is metafiction? Well, those works which say aloud, I am not real. I am a work of fiction. Please do not submerge yourself in me. No, 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 no. I am a purely fictional work. Okay? Those are metafiction works. Now, how does the author achieve metafiction in his works? There are different techniques. First, the narrator and the characters speak with each other, so the reader understands that this is not real. Second, they talk to the reader. And third, irony is used. Sometimes story within a story is used. Because of all this, the reader understands that this is a metafiction work. The easiest example I can give you is the Canterbury Tales, where Chaucer actually, he is the author, we know this. He is a character, and also he is a participant narrator. Okay, so metafiction is done. Now let's come to historic fiction. What is historic fiction? A work in which the setting is a real historic place, but the story is fictional. Okay, now, for example, the setting can be world wars, the setting can be medieval period, or any period in the history, but the characters are fictitious. Okay, few of them might be real, but then it moves towards fiction, but relates to real historical events. That is historic fiction. Now, easiest example, a good example is The Nightingale by Christian Hannah. Okay, so you got what is metafiction, you got what is historic fiction. Now join them together. That is historiographic metafiction. Extremely self-reflexive, but also moving towards history, real historical events. Okay, you got it? Yes, you did. And this takes us to the next question of the day. American literature. H.W. Longfellow and J.R. Lowell are called your options are A, vagabond poets, B, revolutionary poets, C, Brahmin poets, or D, sage poets. Longfellow and Lowell are categorized as, I can give you a hint. Kalyani ma'am has done a video on these poets just 2 days back on the channel. If you have seen it, you know the answer. So you do know the answer. It is option C, Brahmin poets. Now, I will speak the words of Kalyani ma'am only because I saw that video. Now, Brahmin poets were American romantics who wrote very simple and conservative poetry. What does it mean? They did not experiment with poetry at all. They wrote in standard poetic meters and rhythms. The result of it was, well, their poetry was very recitable. It is still prescribed in school syllabi. And their poetry was full of images of domesticity and comfort. Okay. And now, why were they called Brahmin poets? It was actually a derogatory term used for them because they considered themselves to be upper class, aristocratic, culturally elite. Basically, they were intellectuals who were educated in Europe and also associated with Harvard University. So they considered themselves to be a little higher class, like how in the old Hindu tradition, we had the caste system and Brahmins were ranked the highest. That is why they also termed themselves as highest Brahmin poets. Did you get it? Well, apart from Longfellow and Lowell, you know it, John Greenleaf Whittier, O.W. Holmes, even they are categorized as Brahmin poets. Good enough? Yes? Can we move on to the next question? We can. This is from Elizabethan literature. Cut is the branch that might have grown full straight is a line from. Your options are A, The Tempest, B, Elegy written in a country churchyard, C, Dr. Faustus, or D, Othello. Who is it? Tell me, tell me, tell me. Well, these lines are taken from option C, Dr. Faustus. The full title of the play is The Tragical History of the Life and Death of Dr. Faustus, published 1604, play based on German story of Faust. Now, this was actually a tragedy in blank verse written by our dear Christopher Marlowe. He talks of the story of Faust, who is a man who sells his soul to the devil. Why? In exchange for power and knowledge. Marlowe basically used Faustus to represent the Renaissance temptations for power and knowledge. And if we talk about these words, cut is the branch that might have grown full straight. These words are actually the words of the chorus at the end of the play. I didn't write end here, at the end of the play. Okay? You got it? Yes, you did. And now we will go to the last question of the day. Literary terms. Repetition of the same idea in different expressions to produce a dramatic effect is called. Your options are A, tautology, B, antithesis, C, epithet, or D, zeugma. Repetition of the same idea in different expressions. Your answer is A, tautology. Now, what is tautology? It is repetition of the same concept taken from a Greek word. Toto means same, logos means word. So basically, you are repeating the same concept by using maybe the same word or maybe synonyms. Now, for example, easiest example. Shall I repeat it again? Repeat का मतलब क्या होता है? To utter again. तो फिर यहाँ पे again लगाने का मतलब क्या है? They are the same words, right? This is tautology. It's an inferior expression of writing. Now next, when Polonius asks Hamlet, "What do you read, my lord?" And Hamlet says, "Words, words, words." This is also tautology. You got it? Well, let me tell you, this was considered an inferior kind of writing, and actually Dryden in Mac Flacknoy has ridiculed Shadwell by calling him "thou last great prophet of tautology." You got it? Yes, you did. And with this, we are done with today's session. I hope you liked it. And if you want your own book of what, when, why, how, you can call TES on the number 93878-39871. If you want an online course with Kalyani ma'am or online quiz programs also, keep on going on. Keep on going on, tautology. Keep going on. You can contact us. Achha, why is tautology used? Basically the authors, the writers, they use it for a dramatic effect, okay? To stress what they are saying, okay? I am done and I hope you liked today's session. Do share your score with me. This is Heena from Team TES. Bye.